All right, welcome back to another episode of Opinionated Facts. I'm your host Drizzle, and today we got a special guest in the building, Dapa Don.
Yes,
How you doing
sir.
today, bro?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed. Just out here grinding, trying to get to the road to a Grammy one project at a time, man.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I don't want to go back too far, but I feel like I gotta
Hmm.
definitely touch on. I would definitely say that you were one of the earlier people who actually, and I don't want to say it loud, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody can write a review on anything, right?
Right.
But you were one of the few who early on when I was doing my blog and stuff and my writing and stuff, you were like, yeah, like write the review, like, say check it
Yeah.
out. Let me know what you think of the project and everything. And that meant a lot to me as a person just getting into the space because I don't do a lot of moving around in the local spot. I knew people, but to have somebody who was in New York at the time,
Hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, like this is major. Like it's major for me. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like so
appreciate
always
that, man.
so I remember things like
Yeah.
that's why I'm able to like remember the name of the projects. I remember the food. I remember
Truly,
the
truly
weekend love.
appreciate that, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
love,
and it's
man.
and
For
it's and it's
somebody to remember your earlier work and then still rocking with you to your current work, that's that's amazing.
yeah,
That's
no,
that's
man,
real
because
shit.
it's been a lot of people that I've came across from Twitter was different back then, completely different.
Yeah,
But
lawless place.
it's been a lot of people that I had the pleasure of coming across since 2015, 2013, 2014, and over time you be like you live life and you go through stuff and you forget about people, and then
Right.
you might see something and you be like, damn, I wonder what bro's doing. I'm saying it's several people that I forgot about that I get on Twitter one time. Like I didn't even I found out Carl was working with Rory and Maul after the fact of seeing that he was working with Rory and Maul. You know what I'm saying? But I had forgot
Yeah.
all about Carl Lawrence, and I was oh shit, I forgot about bro. Like man, that's dope. He's working with Rory and Maul. That's
Right.
that's, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's just so it kind of just gets you in the flow of like how things were back in the day. But enough of that. I
Yeah.
want to know what you got going on right now because you did bring up that you
Man,
write.
yeah. Currently, next week actually, yeah, May 12th, putting out Tales of Two Cities. That is a double EP. And it's something I just wanted to attempt, because like I don't say idolize, but I look up to certain artists, and what I've come to understand is that the ones that I revere in high regard, they've all at some point attempted a double album, double project of some sort. You got Hove did it, Big did it, Pop, you got OutKast. There's been so many influences of mine that have done that. And I'm like, well, if I want to be one of the greats, I got to do something that the greats did. So I took the concept of, me obviously being from NY. Then I've recently moved to Charlotte, a couple years ago, and that city has embraced me as well. I got family down here, so I was always back and forth down here from a kid. Something always drew me here, even from younger. Like, oh, one day I'm gonna live here. One day I'm gonna live here, and then, you know what? I just decided to do that, and being in the music scene here has been a great experience. Even though there's some things I said on a previous podcast, but that's just me speaking my mind, and I'm always going to stand with artists. So that's just a disclaimer on that one. I'm artist first, everybody else second. So me attempting that project, I'm gonna say attempt. I did it already. So, and the sound is great. This is going to be a great project. I'm looking forward to everybody hearing it, receiving it. Even just sitting in like the mastering sessions, having other people around. I don't keep yes people around me, but just having those who listen, and I tell my people to tell me if something's not it. And I took my time with this project. There was so many songs that I switched out, took off. redid, all because I'm very meticulous and I drive myself crazy until I it's a feeling that I always laugh about. When I have the feeling that, okay, I'm finished, I have to feel that in order to move on from it and be like, okay, this is the final product. I have to have that I'm finished feeling. And then once I had that, I was ready to roll. And it took a year and some change, but that's how I like to do projects. I don't want to just throw anything out there, throw anything on the wall, see if it sticks. I'd rather take my time with it, then throw it out there. And then you know what? I just let the people do the talking, do the judging, like, dislike, whatever. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, so I'm not gonna think everybody on the planet is gonna like what I do. But more often than not, it's more people that like it than people that don't. So
Right.
that's what my motivation usually is because I'm a dope artist. I know I tell myself that. I don't have to have somebody tell me that because I'm very confident in my craft and what I do. But at the same time, it's always wonderful to hear that. It's wonderful to hear your records on the radio. It's wonderful to see write ups about your art. It's wonderful to just be outside and people come up showing love for what you do. So I took all those elements and put that into this project. There's something for everybody on there. I love catering to a myriad of people. I don't like just focusing on one audience because if you really want to achieve that fame and achieve that status, you can't just be one dimensional. So that is how I approach this project, and I guarantee anybody that listens to it is gonna love it.
Okay. No. Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, who would you say are, I don't want to say your influences, because I mean you're from New York, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Big Hove, you probably got some couple other people that you might not, but I
You
don't
would
want
be
I don't
surprised.
yeah, I don't want to just ask a base question, but you kind of got into it about this
Hmm.
project with the double disc, and you talked about some of the artists in the past that have
Hmm.
had double disc.
Right.
What type of mindset do you have to make? Because you could just really just make, I don't know how many tracks it is, but you could just make it a 24 album song. I mean 24 project
Yeah,
song
and
album, right? But to make it
right.
two separate projects that at the end of the day still have to be somewhat cohesive. What type of
Hmm.
mindset do you have to be in to be able to do that?
You have to basically accept the challenge. That's a very challenging undertaking. And from the conception of the whole thing, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I gotta really, really hone in and lock in and do it because it's not an easy thing to do. Sure, I could have made one whole thing and it would have been, I guess, 12, 15. So I didn't want to do that because I don't want the listener to get ear fatigue.
Mm,
So I broke it up into nine and nine, but it's two different sides. It's two different projects on streaming. It kind of gives the listener some variety. So you can go download the first one, the 718 side. You can download the 704 side, and you're gonna get a different a different taste from both sides. So it's not going to be one run-on sentence of just tracks, 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 and this, and this, that. I was very meticulous in making the intros, just off the intros alone, make it sound like the sides that I'm making it and wanted to kind of bring people in with that. Not just here's the one intro and we're gonna run through the rest of these tracks. Nah, both sides have an intro. Both sides have a feeling. It has a story. It has all the elements that you would love from both regions. So, most of the stuff that I did on the NC side, being that there isn't a distinctive sound here, but there is amazing music here. There's amazing artists here, but I don't think there's an identity just yet.
Mhm.
Um, but that's something that's definitely going to come because, like I said, the city is vibrant with great artists. And so I took my
Right.
influences, my southern influences, because yes, I got my New York artists that I love, and of course the Big, Hove, the Big L, the LL, Heavy D, a whole bunch of people, of course, the Prodigy
Right.
and everything. But my southern influences are just as important to me. Scarface,
I
Jeezy,
thought you were gonna say Scarface. Yeah.
T.I., you know what I mean? The clips. Though, and I wanted to make sure I honed in on the love that I had for the South and treat it with like kid gloves and make sure I stayed in that lane, but do some variety in there because, we also have R&B artists from the South that I definitely love. You got a Chris Brown, you got a Usher, you got The Dream, you got all of this stuff. So I wanted to make sure I gave all sides of the South that I love. Same thing I did with NY side. I wanted to make sure it sounded like, yeah, like, and it's no diss to nobody that enjoys doing it and loves doing it. I'm just not a boom bap person. I, I look, I don't knock it. If that's
Uh,
your thing, great. Like I
right.
love MF Doom,
Yeah.
so I could rock with that.
You just ain't
Actually, one
make it.
of just I just that's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Um, because it's I want to make records, man. I want to make stuff that people gonna play in their car, something that's gonna play on the radio in the club. Like that's my vibe. I like that.
Right.
I want women shaking their ass to. I want men getting money to it, and so that's just how to play both sides of the spectrum. But for me, it has to have love at the base of it. You can't uh, take an undertaking like this without love for both places. And that's just where I was at with it. Where my mind was when I first had the concept. Like it was such a dope concept to me that I didn't even want to share it with nobody but like my close circle. And it took me a long time to even talk about the project because I ain't want nobody to try to steal my idea, none of that. I really didn't want to say anything about the project until I had everything submitted to my DSPs and all that. Because by then, I done did all my work. I done did my BMI work. I done did my copyrights. I done did everything to protect my art. So that was just, okay, now I can talk about it. And the concept, I think people are very much drawn to it because they're like, wow, he's not necessarily born and raised here, but he's here and he reps here. But he's from NY, born and raised, and of course reps NY to the day he dies.
Yeah.
So it was just like I think people are interested to see how both sounds collide. And I'm telling you, this is probably I'm gonna say probably this is my best work.
Bro.
This is my best work, and I stand on
Uh,
that.
now I will say the one thing that I always did notice was that on your projects, even from way back then, you did always try to. I don't even say try to. It might have just been just natural, like it just naturally happened. But you did always have a track that came off for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh, of
had
course.
some. You always had that in your bag, and I could always tell. It's like you can always tell when an artist is intentional about some of the records that they make because they
Hmm.
make them. They don't just make them to make the song. They actually, I'm making this to shop, and I'm making this to sell, and I'm making it so it can be on the radio, right? Like I
Right.
make sure I got my dirty, I got my clean, I got my edited,
Oh
I got
yeah.
my
All
DJ.
that.
It's like you can, and I could always tell that like you were one of those type of artists where
Oh,
you got
definitely.
every version that you need for every situation that you need. You know what I
Because I
mean?
look at
Like
it like
on
I look
deck.
at it from the perspective of like a Fab or Jada.
Mm,
Jada could do all that gutter shit, but he'll still body a R&B record.
Yeah,
Fab could do all that
some
gutter shit,
my
but
favorite.
he'll body a R&B record or a record with a singer on it. So that mix to me is like, okay, that's where it's at. Because then also my motto is that, women and kids, they'll download
The peace.
music. They'll buy music. Niggas
They'll
just,
dance.
get off their mans. Like before we had, before everything went to streaming, niggas wasn't buying no albums
Oh
like
no,
that.
not at
The
all.
ladies
Not at
definitely,
all.
if a lady likes what you do,
They
they'll
buying it.
definitely spend money on. They'll buy merch. They'll come to the shows. They'll do all of that. But niggas they come around in their own time. And then if you get kids locked in, you out of here. If
Yeah,
you make
yeah.
something that appeals to that demographic,
The mom and child.
right? If you can appeal to that demographic, like I want to make stuff for the lady who had a long week at work. She just want to go out Friday, cut loose. Got the kid who want to feel like an adult, but ain't like an adult yet, but they want to sing some
Yeah,
adult shit. But it also still sounds good to them without trying to conform to what everything else sounds like.
right.
I'm not one of them people that's going to make an album full of the same BPM, same beat. No diss to the drill people, all that, but it's like every song
It's the
has the
same.
same beat,
Same
the
tempo.
same undertone, the same spin the block, get the ops, yada, all of that. I don't need to fit into that. I already stand out from that. And then on top of that, my stage show is amazing. So I don't need to conform. So that's the mindset I have. I go into it like a prize fighter. You know what I mean? Like the process of me making a project is like the training. A fighter's got to train for months and months before a fight. That's how I look at it. I'm training, I'm queuing everything up, I'm tweaking this, I'm tweaking that. Okay, let's cut this one out. Let's put this one in. I made so many records for this project and switch stuff out and all of that just to tweak it till I had it perfect in my heart and said, yes, this is done. So
Okay.
that's just my approach to everything musically. Even bringing up Fool. Fool was my first project. And oh God, I was nervous about that because it's like, yeah, I already had a little name, cool, but how's this going to be received?
Yeah.
And man, that was a good thing. Same thing with Weekend Love. Weekend Love was my attempt at, I don't want to say like 808s and heartbreak, but it
That
was
was
in
around
that in
Valentine's
that,
Day
in
though,
that
right?
same vein. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
was in that
yeah,
same
yeah.
vein.
I remember. I
Just
remember.
to
I remember that.
it was and that one was dope too, man. So
You know.
as I progressed from one project to the next, and I'm not ashamed. See, some people like, oh, you've been making all these, yeah, but I've still done the radio, I've still done tours, I've still done all of this stuff off of my hard work and the people that love and support me. From project to project, everything has progressively gotten better. It hasn't been a project that was sounded worse than the previous one. Everything always has come up cohesive to okay, he got this one. Oh damn, this one good. Oh damn, this one. So I had to approach it like that. I had to beat my own standards, so to speak. Because you can't claim you the best, you can't claim you that nigga, none of that shit if everything is nothing's progressing. There's no new bar being set every time you put something out, every time you perform, every time you drop. It's just not gonna work if you're going backwards on your art. Everything gotta be progressive.
Okay. No, no, I feel that. No, I can. Like I said, you brought up food. I think that's what made me at that time kind of like gravitate to you and a couple other artists was because
Mhm.
the artists that I was kind of getting a feel for, like I remember it was you, uh there was C Francis,
Mhm.
there was Cypher Click, uh Like I can't remember the other dude's name.
Bro, that's
He
years. So I don't expect you to know
it,
every. I
yeah
don't expect you to
it,
remember everybody.
yeah, like, but it was a several of y'all from the New York, like in the New Jersey and maybe Philly or
Yeah,
Delaware area that I kind of like gravitated to, and it
and
wasn't
then
just
it
because y'all were there. It was because y'all were actually either y'all were really really good at rapping, or like y'all had concepts, or like you actually
right,
had like an art idea, and you were a bigger nigga, you know what I'm saying, you a bigger
right.
nigga. I'm a big nigga, you know what I'm saying.
Got
So you
got
make
gotta
an
put it
album, the
down to the
food
big
album,
niggas.
I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck with this, you know what I'm saying, like big niggas
Hmm.
unite, like yeah, I'm gonna tap in, you know what I'm saying. So
There's even little
that
small
also was a
small
factor.
details like in the artwork. I had one mural of Big, and I had one of Heavy D. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I had to make sure I showed love
it
to the
was like a
ones that
yellow album,
before
it was
me.
like a yellow album cover, wasn't it? It was like
That was
yellow,
Food
it was
Two.
like the,
Food
oh, that
Two
was
was
food
a
too. Okay, okay.
Food Two was a
With the
yellow
yellow
one.
joint.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay,
that's
okay.
when I was trying to do my little abstract art thing. But like the face, and it was like a burger, and then like fries and
Yeah,
all
yeah, I
stuff.
remember. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But no,
That's the
but I
album I
like
have
stuff
the
like that.
most features on.
And that was gonna be my next question. On this project, do you have any features, and specifically, do you have any artists that are from the Charlotte or North Carolina area on the project?
I have producers. I also have a rap artist, Jay Devon Harris, who's on two of the records. What I started getting into, well, also shout out to Just Smith, who's on the New York side. So yeah, my boy, that nigga is nice. One of the nicest niggas I know with sports references and all that. That nigga's pen is nasty. But it was just my thing is I don't want to oversaturate the features. And it's not a thing about not wanting to work with people. It's that I feel I want my listener to see me stand out. Not that I'm afraid to feature them because I've done that plenty of times. And with artists down here too, on Slim Tape, Escape, Slim Tape too, that was bonkers. Those when I started getting into the Slim Tape joints, it was just a different wave because that's the I say the beginning of me making music here. So those two projects was the first two things. This is probably I say the third that I've done down here. But I'm trying to do too many features because I don't want to oversaturate it and make people have, like I said, ear fatigue and just like, okay, well, he got this person, he got that person. I want to hear from him. What is he going to make? If he needs a bunch of features to stand alone on a project, then what kind of an artist is he really? If you can't make a project and stand alone on it, I use Ready to Die as a pinpoint for me because it's a classic album. And Big only had one feature, and that was Meth.
Mm,
One feature. That was it.
yeah,
Bruno Mars, 24K Magic. 9 records, probably his best project, and it wasn't a whole bunch of features.
right.
You gotta stand alone on your music. You gotta stand on it, and you gotta show that you are capable to do these things. And that is like one of the biggest things I take with me making music. Gotta stand
Okay.
alone.
Okay. Now I know you said now do you have a single for the project or yet out yet? Or are you just
So
gonna
what I
drop
did
the project?
was I kind of threw some teasers out last month. You know, they made it Tails Tuesdays and all that kind of stuff, and just to get the buzz to lead up. So I dropped On the Night, that's on the NC side. That went nuts. Radio, club. It's crazy that I've been blessed to have all of these shows previously and lined up, and the project ain't even come out yet. And
Mm,
it's off of the singles. It's off of the anticipation, the different interviews, even being able to sit down with you, bro, it's a blessing, because it ain't even out yet. It ain't even out yet. And
yeah.
been blessed to even just have that motion. So I threw out some teasers, City of Dreams with Just. I threw out On the Night. I threw out Miami Nights with Jay Devon. Just to tease. Just as like this is the sound that we moving towards. And that went well. That experiment went well. And now there's anticipation for the entire project. I don't believe in, this new wave of single, 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 and
Like
hope
play
one
with you.
hits. Nah, that and one thing I just pay attention to the greats and I listen and I take the wisdom. And Prince once said that people don't make albums anymore. Nobody makes cohesive music that can form a whole project. You got to tell a story from track one to the end. You got to have concept. You got to have some kind of symmetry with the records and the track order and all that stuff. That's nothing I drive myself crazy with. Track order. I deeply believe in symmetry. You can't just throw this behind this, behind this, behind this. You have to really be meticulous, take your time, and then form that track list. As the songs progress and you're starting to hear different songs that go with this one and that one, then it kind of beautifies itself. Yeah.
Okay. Now I got a two-part question here because you
Sure.
did say that you feel like you said this is your best project,
Hmm.
right? Now I want to know which project before this project you said was your best project, and then I want to know why you think this one is gonna surpass that.
I'm gonna say Escape. Escape was the project before this one, and that was a Slim Tape too. Was Escape kind of, I don't say embellished, but like I had a larger canvas to paint with. And that one, I worked hard on that, and it got me a lot further too. And especially being down here, it did a lot for me down here. Um,
Mm,
just embracing the city, different artists that I had from here that's on that project, and it was just from track one to track 10. Everything was done in the studio within a matter of, I want to say, a couple months. Engineering, Samandra engineering too. That work with me, and they maybe if my ear's not catching something, they'll catch it.
mm.
But for the most part, I engineer myself. So I'm talking about late nights and studio. So I'm leaving the studio 3, 4 a.m. and piecing that together, being crazy enough to call people like, yo, you busy? And it'd be like 11 o'clock. Yo, come to the studio real quick. I'm nuts, man.
Yeah,
This is it's like a Kanye confidence without the MAGA shit.
yeah.
Yeah, like Kanye was cocky, he was arrogant, but he was sure of himself.
All right, pre Jesus.
Pre all the other shit.
Yeah,
But he was sure of himself musically.
right.
That's how I approach it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why?
Second
So
part.
why do you
Second
think
part.
this is gonna be? Yeah. 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 I want to know why.
Because I took a concept and I nailed it. And along with nailing it, the music is incredible. I'm telling you, I don't think there's one record on both sides that people like, I don't like that. Like, nah, everything. Ain't no skips. None of that.
Yeah.
And that's what I aimed for. So yeah. No skips.
No
My best
skips.
project. I'm
Now,
standing on that one.
now, would you say you're your toughest critic, or do you have somebody
Oh
who
God.
who kind of is
It is
like they're
me.
tougher than yourself? Yeah.
I'm the hardest person on myself. The different variations of this album, I want to say this is like the final one was, I want to say maybe the fifth iteration of it. And I would drive myself nuts. I let other people hear it. They're like, oh, nah, this is just straight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'm telling myself, nah, it ain't ready. It ain't ready. Nah, it ain't ready. This could be better. That could be better. there could be a better song here instead of there. So I'm definitely hard on myself. Definitely 100% hard on myself. But for good reason, because dope
I
shit
think
comes out.
I think I think sometimes when we take something that we're working on, whether it's a project or something, or music like you for say, and you take it to somebody, you already in your brain are telling yourself, okay, I think this part can be better. I think this part can be better. But let me make sure I'm not tripping. You take it to somebody, they're like, nah, you straight. And you be like,
Mhm.
nah, it ain't. Cause like I'm catching like this don't sound right to me right here. Or this don't look right to me. Like
Right.
I was hoping you agreed. Like I already knew what was wrong with it.
Uh, I drive
I gotta
myself
fix it.
nuts. I drive myself nuts. I'll listen to the whole project over and over and over. I'm like, okay, I can do this better. Let me go. And I'll catch something with my ear, like engineering wise. I'll catch like, nah, I could do this better, make more of a higher ceiling on here, put some compression down there. Like, and I'll drive myself crazy. The technical stuff too. So I have to make sure everything feels right within me. And you know what, bro? When this drop, I want you to go listen to it, and I want a live reaction.
Okay,
I want like you can
I
post
can
on
do
your
that.
IG or whatever. I want a live reaction to you listening to this project, and I'm gonna
Okay.
blow it up, all that stuff. Once you post it or whatever, like definitely invite me to be a collaborator on the post, and I'll
Oh
blow it
yeah.
up, man. Because I really want to see a live reaction of someone, not even someone getting it early. The day of the release.
Okay.
Let me know, did I do my job?
Oh yeah. I'm with that. I'm always down to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
listen
I'm
and
with,
critique
man,
some shit.
I want to. I don't mind putting my feet to the fire.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm with that. No,
All right.
I can definitely do that. Now, I got two more questions. Both of them are kind of double sided.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to know what would be on your. Well, first I want to know what are your favorite albums. I want to know what like your five favorite, not what you deem the best. I want to know what are your five favorite, and then I'm gonna ask the second question.
My personal
Your
like
personal
other
five
artists
favorite
that
where you
I
like, yeah, like other artists you like. These are five albums. Like I don't care what nobody says. People can say it's the worst thing
I'm
ever.
gonna just give you 5 albums. I ain't gonna say this is my top five. I'm just saying what comes to mind. I love so much music, so it's
Right.
hard to pinpoint five. So I'm gonna say TM 101,
Jeez.
um, Aquemini,
Mm,
The Blueprint, Love Hate, and The Fix.
you said 50?
No, it's The Fix,
Oh, the
Scarface.
fix. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then one of the craziest and one of the albums I love a lot to this day, probably from one of the most obscure artists, and that's journalist out of Philly, Scribes of Life. That's still one of my favorite albums. Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm not
Damn,
asking
see,
for
now you
your
got me
top five.
thinking, man. It's so many, God, Lord willing. Jesus, man, you're killing me here.
Now look, I'm not
God,
asking for your top five.
college
Now this part,
dropout. Yeah,
I I,
it's
I want to know now this is gonna be more, I guess, generalized, like based off of your opinion, right? I want to know if you had to pick four albums to go on a Mount Rushmore for hip hop, what four would you
Jesus.
pick? And you don't even have to like the albums, but you can understand what the album meant. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be from that perspective. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
your
It's
five,
not
but like,
it's not my personal Mount Rushmore. It's more like what
yeah,
would be the okay.
like those, like these four albums, yeah, those are hip hop.
Hmm. It's a good question. Let me think. I'll put Illmatic there because I know the influence. I'm not saying it's my favorite Nas album. I'm just saying I know the influence of the album. We can go with that. Um, Mr. Smith, LL.
Mm,
Um, Life After Death. Mm, damn, this is a hard one. Um, See, the obvious answer people will probably try to say is All Eyes on Me, but
Pop, yeah.
if I had to choose, I'm gonna say Machiavelli.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Pop got to be on there.
Of course.
One or the other. One or the other.
I mean,
You know, like
my favorite Pac album is Me Against the World, though. That's my favorite
okay,
Pac album.
okay,
But I understand the influence of All Eyes on Me. I understand the importance of it. Like you gotta understand, that man made a double album, just coming out of jail, just signing death row in a matter of weeks. Who the hell does that? In a matter of weeks, and from documentaries and accounts of everything being retold, that man was jumping from studio to studio to studio in inside the building, inside of death row, and just studio A. He's doing the studio B, and then he got something with Dre over here, something with Daz over here. It's nuts to even think that that man did all of that work in such a short time.
yeah,
It's like he knew he ain't had that much time left on the earth and put
yeah,
all of that work out. It's so much work that released after he passed. Like his work ethic is an inspiration to me personally. Oh, I gotta take one album off because I gotta put the Chronic up there. I just thought about that. The Chronic gotta go up there.
so which one you
Chronic,
taking off? You can't just throw that out
equipment
there.
out.
I take one off.
I take
You got
equipment
to
out
come in off.
off.
Okay.
I take equipment out off.
And I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a yeah. You had Machiavelli, the Chronic, TM 101, and the Fix.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
tough
no, I said
four.
nah, don't get me beat up from my up top
Well, no, you
people.
did say
I said the
LL. You did
blueprint.
say L.
I said the
Yeah.
blueprint and I said Illmatic. Don't get me beat up, man.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You did. You did. You did.
Nah, man. I mean, like I said, Illmatic is not my favorite Nas album, but I understand.
Right. Right.
My favorite Nas album is It Was Written.
Mm,
It was written
right. Okay.
because him and Hit Boy got a chemistry together that's
Yeah.
amazing.
What they got like four
Amazing
tapes together,
chemistry.
4 albums.
Yeah, and none of them are
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah. Nah.
None of them are trash.
Nas is still like It's crazy because I'm a J Cole fan, like through and through,
Okay.
but I'm not a Nas fan. I'm not a Pac fan, but I understand that those are
Their
his
influence.
influences, right? Like I get that. I'm
Hmm.
just not a fan of them two things. You know what I'm saying? I understand what they did. Like
Cole is
I
just
don't get
fucking
I don't get
nice.
Cole without them. I get that. But
Cole is just
Cole my
nice at
man's,
rapping. He's just
bro.
nice at
He's
rapping like a motherfucker.
that's
But then like that's
I think he gets better every time he raps.
he's from down here.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. He's on North Carolina all day, but people seem to forget the boy went to school in
Yeah,
Queens.
up in Queens. Yeah.
So you gotta understand, you fusing both of those influences together, being up there going to school and the same time being from here.
He raps about it too.
The lyricism plus the conceptual moves of his songs, his projects, all of that stuff. It's the influence is there. You can tell the influence. Just like Game.
Right.
Game is a West Coast nigga all day long, but you can tell he studied Big, Hove, Nas, all that, because he rap like he don't rap like a quote unquote typical West Coast artist. No, same with Kendrick. The cadences are different. The song structures, the movements, and everything. Like you can tell they're students of the craft.
You know who else is like that? People forget is Wayne.
Don't get me
People
started
forget
about Wayne.
some of his biggest influences.
Don't get me
is
started about Wayne. Wayne's run is legendary.
yeah,
Album Wayne, mixtape Wayne, just the run, the features. Wayne was everywhere and made quality music. Now, most people' favorite Wayne album is either Carter One or Carter Two.
yeah.
I am actually more preferable to Carter Two, but I love Carter Three, and I'm probably one of in the small majority that loves the Carter
Carter
Four.
four. I'm about to say Carter four.
I'm in the small. I know I'm in the small
It's
majority,
not weak. It's
and
not
it's
weak.
fine.
I
It's fine.
it's cool. It's not weak.
It's
Like
not.
it's some
Which is
songs.
why I don't
It's
understand the
it's some songs I
dislike.
like.
I don't get it.
You know it's. I
You
guess it's
got
almost
a
like
bunch of
when the
bangers on it.
what's the whole album Kingdom Come.
Oh
Everybody was
man,
saying Kingdom Come was, and
Kingdom Come
it's
wasn't
like a revisionist
trash. It was
history.
just
It wasn't trash.
it was basically Hove growing up.
Hmm.
More grown man shit. By the time he got the 444, super grown man shit. He's a father now. He got a family. He's into different shit. He's far, far removed from the street. So he's talking about other things. But people want to always keep their favorite artists or artists in general in a box. Don't want them to grow. Don't want them to do anything. So you got me thinking about this shit now too, man. Teflon Don, one of my favorite albums, as well as Deeper Than Rap. Deeper Than
Yeah.
Rap to me, like I'm a huge Ross fan, and I take a lot of my influence from Ross, Cadence, all of that shit. Especially the records I pick, the beats I pick. A lot of Ross. Ross ear for beats is disgustingly nuts. It is
Word.
like he has one of the best ears for beats
Top
in
five.
the industry. Period. So Teflon Don, a classic to me. Deeper Than Rap is where I said that's when Ross became Rose. I fuck with Port of Miami. I fuck with Triller. But Deeper Than Rap is where he found his pocket and stayed right there.
That's when he
So
became the
from Deeper
boss.
Than Rap to Teflon Don, it was seamless. I don't skip shit on Deeper Than Rap, and I definitely don't skip shit on Teflon Don.
Deeper than rap intro was Mafia music, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
That's when he became the boss. Yeah, that's the boss era. That's
And then you got like Ritual of Cocaine. You got
yeah,
Maybach Music too, which is the best version to
yeah.
me.
Isn't that what's
You got
Magnificent?
so many records.
Oh yeah,
Magnificent is on there. So I'm
Deeper than
like,
rap is.
but he was heavy. He was deep in his boss talk on that one. Deeper Than Rap is when Rick Ross transitioned to Rose.
Mhm.
That was that shit right there.
Yeah, no,
But yeah, I mean, I got so many albums that I fuck with, and even not just rap, like R&B albums that I cherish and all that kind of shit. I'm just a very eclectic person, and that's probably why my music is like that because I'm a '90s, 2000s, early 2000s kid from musically, late '90s, early 2000s, all of that. Like that is the music that shaped me. So when I've even been told sometimes that my music sounds like a throwback to that era, and I'm like, that makes sense because this is what I learned in. That was my school. So me having a nostalgic sound is an honor to be told that because who can really do that, man?
Mhm.
Who can really do that
Yeah.
and not have to use a bunch of samples to accomplish it? But like I said, May 12th, I'm gonna let you go ahead and decide for yourself, bro.
All right. Well, I got two more questions. I thought I had two more last time,
All
but
right.
while we was
Nah,
talking,
you
I
got
came
two.
up with
Look,
two more.
two more. We
So
out, bro.
look,
It's okay.
so look, you talked about Ross, you know what I'm saying? But you from New York.
Hmm.
We got a versus this week. We got Ross versus French.
I hate it.
Who you got? You don't like
I
the
hate it. I
mashup?
hate it. Period. No, that's an unfair matchup. First of all, and then Ross did one already.
Yeah, but I feel like Ross got a lot on. He
What you
left a lot on the
change?
table. He left a lot on the table,
Well, I
and he
mean,
took it
like,
light on
no, don't get
change.
me
He took it
wrong.
light on
French got
change. He took it
records.
light. He do. He do.
French got records, but then it's like, okay, who get to use stay scheming? Who gets
That's
to use
Ross.
that?
No, no, no. That's Ross. Yeah, that's Ross. Right? That's off the. Yeah, it's Ross. It's mine.
But that's they both on the song.
I mean,
Who get to
you
use
know they're gonna
Pop at?
perform that Meek record that they just did. That's French.
Who get to use
That's
Pop at?
French. French. That's French. That's French.
But I don't think he has enough deep in the bag to do
Nah, he don't.
anything with Ross. Ross got
He
a
don't.
deep bag,
He don't.
deep,
He's
deep, deep bag. So I mean,
underrated
I'm gonna
catalog.
watch it because I'm a fan of the music. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not anticipating nothing spectacular because we already had one with Ross.
You know,
So we're gonna rehash records now.
I
Like
don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna
verses
replay some
was
of those records.
cool. Oh, he is. He has to. He has to.
I don't know,
He
bro. He
has
got
to.
so much he left on the table, bro. He didn't play a
He
lot.
does, but then he got to put out BMF. He got to put out MC Hammer. He got to do Here I Am. Well, he got to do them records. He got to do his big records too.
He
We
he
know
he
the B
do.
sides of Ross, but he's gonna do those records. Now,
Yeah.
His B sides, you got to be a French fan
Right.
to appreciate the
Coldplay
B
shit.
sides. But like Mac and Cheese album, mixtape, all
Yeah.
that shit. But French got hits.
He do.
French got hits.
Yeah.
He
He got
gonna.
the
It's
biggest
I mean,
record
if
of it
it's a
too.
10 record thing. The 10 record thing. French gonna throw some haymakers, but then Ross could counter with so much. I mean, it's interesting to watch. I'm gonna watch it. I don't agree with the matchup. Versus, I don't know what the hell they thinking these days. It was cool when we was all stuck in the house. Oh, everybody was looking forward to a versus. Everybody's looking
Yeah.
forward to a versus.
Underwhelming.
We was all stuck in. Then we outside now, and y'all don't want to up the shit because the matchups y'all had when we was stuck in the house was amazing.
They
Back
had
when the
some heavy
Wi-Fi
hitters.
was spotty and all that shit. We had
Right.
the spotty Wi-Fi.
I would like for them to redo Little John
Now y'all
and
came
T
together.
Pain. I would like Lil John and T Pain to do one together,
That
like how they
was a
doing it now.
great one.
I I would want to see
That
that.
the man and
Yeah,
Manny Fresh one was just amazing. Manny
yeah.
Fresh
Who was
one
that?
was
Scott Storch?
amazing. Him
Was
and
that him
Lil
and Scott
Jon.
Storch?
No, man, it's
Oh, you
Manny
talking him and Lil
Fresh. It
John?
was
Lil
Manny Fresh
John,
and
Lil
Scott
John, Lil
Storch.
John, Lil John. Okay,
No, it was
yeah,
Manny
yeah, yeah,
Fresh and
yeah.
Lil Jon, right?
No,
Yeah.
it was no, 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 no. It
I
was
mean,
Manny and
Scott
Scott Storch
Storch
because he
could
got
do
mad
one
at Scott
though.
Storch. He got mad at Scott Storch because he thought that they was gonna do
What?
like a producer battle, and Scott Storch was
Oh, he was
playing the
pulling the
heavy shit,
records. Okay, yeah,
and
yeah,
Manny
yeah, yeah.
was like, "I thought we was making
Scott
beats."
Storch
He got mad
he
at
got a
Manny.
deep bag of records too.
He
Boy got a
do,
deep bag of records
he
himself.
do.
So I mean, I'm if they're gonna continue doing this, I would love them to get better matchups. Like the Tyrese and Tank was great. Like that was a
Yeah,
good one for R&B. Get more R&B, man. I would like to see more producer verses. I definitely just
yeah,
like
I would
just
too.
producers play the records y'all produced. And like, if this nigga wasn't
I
so
like the
fucking
writers.
nasty and if this nigga wasn't
I
so
like
fucking nasty, we lost out on one that was supposed to happen, but I guess one side was scared of the smoke. I don't know who, but it was supposed to have been, the Diddler and JD.
oh yeah, JD. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that was supposed to
We
happen.
ain't get that.
I,
We ain't
I
get
I
that.
would like if they redid. Well, I don't say redo, but I like the writer ones. Like I was like the Neo and Jonte Austin. I thought that was hard. I
Oh
thought that was hard.
man, that was
I thought that was
amazing.
hard.
That was
Like
amazing.
I
And then
like
of
that. I
course the
like
very first one, the
yeah,
very first one was Sean Garrett and the
Sean
Dream,
Garrett.
and both them. John Garrett was drunk out of his fucking mind,
Drunk as hell.
but
Drunk as hell.
I wouldn't mind seeing Sean Garrett or the Dream do one on this current platform, like how it's more
Right.
organized and stuff. They was just the first ones, and it kind of set it off. I definitely think, there's other writers, other producers that can actually have a great verses. Truly think so. Like the Hitman, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Hitman. I like to see, track masters, heat makers, shit, Justice League. I like to see all of that.
There's a bunch of
DJ
producers.
or
I
DJ
want to see
Tune,
Metro. Yeah.
Metro.
Yeah.
Let me
Just a
see
bunch of them.
Shorty Red. Let me
Yeah.
see Shorty Red. It's a bunch. It's a bunch. But that's for them to decide. I ain't on that committee, so. But man, I do thank you for having me on, though, bro. Definitely, May 12th,
Nah, for sure.
Tales of Two Cities.
Yes.
May 12th,
This is the
Tales of Two
last. This is the
Cities.
last.
May 12th, Tales of Two Cities.
This is the last question.
Yeah,
What
go
song?
ahead.
What song on the project is the song? Like that's the one. Like if somebody asks you, "Hey man, I got time to listen to one record," which one you tell them to
Snakes
listen
and
to?
Rats. Snakes and Rats. If they only could take one, you gotta let me answer it in two ways though. You taking for
Yeah,
song from
okay.
both sides.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah,
on
yeah.
the
That's cool. That's
NY
cool. That's
side,
cool.
I'm gonna
They got 10
say
minutes.
the NY side. I'm gonna say Snakes and Rats because it got that energy in there. But it's definitely more records. From the NC side, hmm, it would be either On the Night or Miami Nights. But
Why?
that is why Miami Nights. That also got Jay Devon Harris on there, and I think when we first got together to do the record, we have both people who traveled to Miami many times. So it was just like thinking about the opulence of Miami, thinking about Miami Vice type shit, Scarface, all those different movies, those different shows. You got shot Miami, like I said, Miami Vice, and even Too Fast, Too Furious, all of that shit. Just the feel of Miami, the opulence, the balling shit. We definitely meshed perfectly on that record. Hook is crazy. It puts you in that mindset. It puts you in. When we do the video, it's going to be even more nuts. But it puts you in that mind. On the Night to me just feels like great nigga barbecue music. Great two step at the bar. And look, something about to come.
Yeah.
That is the record to play at the cookout. We got some nostalgia in there. The bars is crazy. It's just fun. I like making fun music. So yeah,
Okay.
on the night on Miami Nights on the NY side, and I mean on the NC side, and on the NY side, I would say either City of Dreams or Snakes and Rats. City of Dreams is just like if you were a hip hop lover, that's probably the closest to boom bap I got on the project. That's probably the closest. And
To the
even then,
boom
still,
bap.
it's not so boom bapish.
Yeah.
But it's if I was to say that, it's the closest to what I put on the project.
Okay.
Yep, those
Okay.
records.
All right. All right. Well, shoot, man. Like I said, I appreciate you for doing this, man.
I appreciate you having me,
It
bro.
was a long time
Definitely.
coming. Like I said, I've been
Mhm.
knowing about you and your music for
Yeah.
about 12, 13, 11 years. Like I've been,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
And I'm gonna
it's
definitely
dope
send
to
you
see
the
you still
invite for
doing
the
it.
concert, bro. I'm gonna definitely
Okay.
send you the invite for the concert once we lock that down. Definitely got to do a release concert. You know what I mean? So I'm a,
Yeah.
definitely show love and just send you the invite for that too, bro. But I appreciate you having me on, man. This the kind of shit that make you keep going. The love, that shit, that shit means everything. Because an artist sometimes there's days when you ain't too sure.
Mhm.
Being an artist is hard. Is a hard life of duality. You still have everyday shit you got to attend to on top of your career, and especially at the independent level where you're wearing so many hats and you don't want it to dilute the art. So shit like this makes you feel like your art is worth pushing, worth going forward with, and all that kind of shit. So I do appreciate you, bro. So I thank you for that, man.
Oh yeah, likewise. Like I said, bro, you gave me a opportunity. You was like, man. write that shit, and I said, I'm about to. I listened, broke it down, gave.
Shit,
I
right,
wish the
right this
platform
one.
I was using. I got you. I wish the platform that I was writing on was still a thing, but they got rid of that website, so everything I was posting
Man,
is
fuck all
gone.
that.
So,
Just
so
write it
yeah,
and
but nah,
and make a post.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, brother. I
I'm up with the
appreciate
times
you,
now,
man.
but yes, sir, yes, sir. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. And like I said, it's been another
Thank you,
episode
my
of
boy. I
Opinionated
appreciate you,
Facts,
man.
and
Sir,
we are out.
Dap Don,
Dap it
May
done.
12th. May 12th. Yes, sir.
All right.